Hey there guys, it's aarava here, bringing you coverage of FormulaPlaystation, a league run by myself. Today we're here in round 2 at Malaysia, 28 laps here for the race, 15 turn track, a very tricky track, and the tyre options are the medium and the hard compound. Going to be a very tough race to heat up those hard compound tyres. I think we'll see a really exciting race. I think the grid will be closing up a bit more than it did in Spain. So, let's get into the qualifying. So, qualifying shaped up like this. We've got many cheddars on pole in his Force India with a 134.036. Hyperdix in second, Tom 97, Feinstrat in third, Owen in fourth, Little Paul in fifth, Right Box doing a great job in sixth place, Boss lacking a tiny bit in seventh, probably would have expected him to be a bit higher up. Same with Cal in eighth, myself in ninth, Neek in 10th, Snoop Markey in 11th, Mickey Motions in 12th, good job for him, Ricky Muse in 13th, Chaz B in 14th, Nathan V in 15th, and JYY did not start. So, it's going to be very close. The qualifying much closer than it was in Spain. Should be a good race. Let's get into it. So here we are for the Malaysian Grand Prix. Round 2 here in FormulaPlaystation. Also round 2 in real life. Funny how that works out. So, we've got many cheddars on pole here in his nice shiny Force India. Got me here in 9th place, qualified on the prime tyres, so probably why I was a bit down. And Cal did the same as me and qualified on the primes. My teammate right next to me, and so we've got views from me and Boss for this race. So we're going to 5 red lights, and we are off here for round 2 of FormulaPlaystation. We're cutting to Boss's view. He's got a very nice start. Looks like many cheddars is ghosting there a bit, and he's been spun around. He's been spun around. Oh my god, what a crash! Cal smashed into the side of. Whoa! What's going on there? Whoa, atomic stuff right there. So firstly, Cal and Mini Cheddars coming together as Mini Cheddars was ghosting for some reason, and he smashed into Boss, and then Boss got a second smash from a flying Caterham. So I think that was really just a domino effect from Mini Cheddars. We found out afterwards he actually got a lag start, very unfortunate. So now we're going to cut to an action replay from my view. So we can see up ahead Mini Cheddars ghosting, he got a lag start and then was spun around, and then whoa, what a crash. I just managed to squeeze through the middle of Cal and Boss. But wow, carnage ensued there, all because of the lag start. Mini Cheddars has apologised to the whole grid. Just really unfortunate, you can't really do much. Obviously, we accept his apology. I mean, you can't do too much with a lag start. I mean, apart from improving your internet, but you know, improving internet is quite an expensive business. So we're coming through on the replay still, and we're catching up to Right Box HD, and he breaks up, locks up, and he goes wide, and I get into 5th place. My teammate right behind me, Neek, in 6th place. So now we've cut to Boss's view again, and Right Box has joined the track in a nice safe way. Good to see. And Boss is up to 7th place after that crash back to where he started on the grid. So wow, manic ensued at the start there, all from the lag start Mini Cheddars had. So now we cut later on into lap 1, and Boss is catching up to Neek. Neek makes a mistake, he goes over the curb and he goes horribly wide, and Boss can gain 6th place, and now he's going to try and chase after me. And so we've cut to my view, and I'm chasing down Little Paul and Owen. Looks like Owen is battling with Little Paul, and Owen, he's going to make the undercut work. He cuts back down the inside of Little Paul into that hairpin corner, gets the job done, and obviously he'll be using some curves to get away from Little Paul now, and now I'm just chasing up to the back of them. So we cut later on to lap 2, and we're coming through after the high-speed chicane. Little Paul's gone wide, gravel on his tyres, and that's not going to help him one bit, and I've got up to 4th place, so now we're on the back of Owen. So Little Paul not going to do him any good for the next few corners with some gravel on his tyres. That's going to, you know, give him some understeer there, so he's going to have to watch it into the next few corners with some heavy fuel still in the car. So now we're going to cut to Boss's view, and we've got Little Paul going really slow. Whoa, what the? Okay, Little Paul was at that corner, and then as you can see, jumped forward by a few miles, and then it looks like he's gone wide again. He's slowing down, and oh no, he's disappeared again, and he's jumped forward. So Little Paul with a lot of lag there. So that's got to be very confusing for Boss there, trying to see where Little Paul actually is. So now we've cut to my view on lap 3, and we're coming into the first turn, catching Owen up. I'm just going to take it nice and easily. Don't have to overtake him straight away. We do have DRS, obviously. And our Boss coming down the inside. Neek goes down the inside. Diving move. Doesn't get it done. Mini Cheddars comes down the inside. And so Boss taking the corner. Neek hits him a tiny bit. And then he comes back again. I don't know what was happening there. A bit of lag maybe, I'm not too sure. It did look like Nick was violently pushed right. I don't think that might have been a violent swish. Nonetheless, after looking at the incident, I didn't have any more evidence, so unfortunately Nick will have to get 2 penalty points for causing a collision during the race. I couldn't see any evidence that told me that was a lag or anything like that, so unfortunate there for Nick, my teammate. So now Boss is going to make a diving move down the inside of Nick for 10th place. Mickey Motion's losing the rear a tiny bit there in 9th place. He's on the prime tyre, so Boss will want to dispatch him as quick as he can because he's on the option tyre. Mickey going a bit slowly, a bit cautiously. He just spun up the rears there, so obviously he doesn't want to light them up again. So now we're looking at a replay. While that action was happening up ahead, I was overtaking Owen. Owen goes wide and just gets onto the rumble strip a bit, and I take that nicely. 3rd place. Very good job for me. I'm quite surprised at this point that I'm in 3rd. So now we're coming back to Boss at the end of lap 3 onto lap 4. He's got DRS. Surely he will be passing Mickey Motion straight away. And yes, he does. The DRS allows him to blast past into 9th place. So Boss still trying to make a recovery. In front, he's got Cal HD1, who's also making a good recovery. Back up to 9th place from what was, I think, about 12th after he got crashed out. And it was quite ironic that he was the one who was facing the wrong way, and after all that, Mini Cheddar's actually faced the right way after the crash. So now we've got to the end of lap 4. Boss got the DRS on Cal HD, so it looks like he's storming up through to Cal. Gonna get a bit of slipstream, gonna go down the inside. Cal defenseless. Cal on the prime tyre, so it shouldn't really matter to him too much. Boss defending quite heavily there, no contact made, and some nice aggressive defending to just make sure he got the position. So now he's up the inside of Chaz, maybe into this next corner. He's obviously got a better gearbox here, as he's really catching up to Chaz. Looks like Chaz is struggling a bit on the prime tyre, I think that was. So now Boss down the inside, and they're going to go side by side still into this section. Some very good racing to see. And we're going to this high-speed chicane. They're still side by side. This is great stuff. Cal is right there as well. So they're going 3-way through that chicane, really. Really close. Look how close they all are in close proximity. And they're keeping it nice and clean, giving each other room. Nice to see. Chaz goes a tiny bit wide there. Maybe Boss can get him. He's going to use a bit of curves. Cal is right there, and I think that's Neek joining up in the background. So Boss trying to overtake Chaz. Wants to try and wait probably for the DRS to get it clean moved on. Cal still very much there, so you might be able to capitalise that. Chaz has gone wide. He's got gravel on his tyres. Boss comes through. I think Cal has just snuck through. So at this stage in the Grand Prix, lap 5, everyone was kind of, separated a bit. Everyone's going at their own pace and really pushing hard to try and, just get consistent pace and everything like that. So pretty much this was the part of the Grand Prix where it started getting a bit more stable, at least for me up front and Boss up front down here in 7th place as well. Everyone was just getting into their zone, pushing a bit, but everyone was pretty much staying in the same positions here. And obviously Boss was going to want to try and keep up his pace because he doesn't want Cal overtaking him. So now we're going to cut later on to the Grand Prix, lap 9, and Mini Cheddars has caught me up finally. Mini Cheddars always going to have better pace than me. If I thought I was ever going to finish in 3rd, I'd probably be joking myself because Mini Cheddars definitely has more speed. But I'm in the Ferrari, and you know what Fernando Alonso is like. He's like a wily old fox, and I'm going to do the same thing to Mini Cheddars. Little bit of wily old fox movement here, and I just let him pass me so I can get the DRS on him. Mini Cheddars didn't realise this, and after the race he did tell me I was being a bit sneaky there as I got the DRS full bar of curves, and I'm going to re-overtake him for 3rd place. A very nice wily old move there for getting 3rd place back on Mini Cheddars. But of course, once you do that move, then you can't really stop it not happening the next time. So we're going to cut later on to the next lap, at the end of lap 10, onto lap 11, and we're in the same place. I'm trying the same thing again. I'm slowing down a bit, but Mini Cheddars is not having any of it, and he was determined to stay behind me to get the DRS, even though I'm slowing down there, as you can see. So we've just passed the DRS line there, so now Mini Cheddars will have DRS. I've got a full bar of curves, but it's pretty useless. Mini Cheddars usually runs 1-1 wing and some really good gear ratios, and with DRS that's definitely going to be a pass then. So Mini Cheddars storming down the outside of that corner. Not corner, sorry, pit straight into turn 1, the corner. So Mini Cheddars has got up into 3rd place. A great recovery from him after that lag start, and obviously Mini Cheddars will probably have the grit between his teeth to make a comeback, because obviously after getting a lag start, it's quite annoying. So Boss on lap 13 is going to come into the pits, it looks like. Yes, he is. And Boss makes pit stop for lap 13. So probably just about right, probably a lap early. But on heavy fuel, these option tyres do get worn out. Definitely, I think that's why lots of people went for the prime tyre first, because then you can go low fuel on the option tyres, run it a bit longer than you usually would in the heavy fuel at the beginning stage. So Boss, with a very slow pit stop there, obviously he had to change the front wing after that huge collision. and you know, not even first turn, pit straight. You know, we haven't even made it to turn 1 yet. So yeah, real big domino effect, and that was probably the biggest talking point of the Grand Prix so far. So now we're going to cut to my view on lap 14, and I'm going to pit in. Hyperlix is behind me. He's already made his pit stop, so he's on the option tile already. And so I'm going to come in for my pit stop on lap 14, so I can go 14 laps on the option tire. Pretty easy to do, actually. You know, once you go prime at the first stint, you know, it's pretty easy to do 14 laps on the option tire because you're on lower fuel, you're on 25% fuel, I add. So it's very easy. I found in the Afro League PC I could bring those option tires. I could have gone to the whole end of the 25% race. Obviously you can't because of the rules. So yeah, Hyperlix set the fastest time, and he's going to really take the grip out of those option tires. So we've got Owen behind me. Hyperlix in 3rd place right now. Tom is leading the race right now. He hasn't pit yet. So has Minicheddar's not pit yet. So we'll have to see. Nathan Navida getting out of the way very nicely to see. And in fact, he's leaving the league. He left the league after this race. So we've got Anton the Beast HD taking his place to partner Boss for the next round and for the rest of the calendar. So now we've cut to the action on lap 14. We've got Cal coming down. He's surely going to have DRS, and he's going to power pass with his Lotus. Doesn't matter what Boss does, and Boss is going to save his curves. No use fighting that. Look at the speed advantage Cal has got. So he overtakes Boss nicely for 9th place, and Boss down in 10th place. So we got Right Box HD in 11th. Obviously, the people in front of them haven't made a pit stop, I don't think, yet, apart from Boss himself. So that's very good to see. So we're coming to lap 16 on my view, and I'm going to overtake Minicheddars in the pit stop phase. So I pit about 2 laps earlier, and it looks like I've got the undercut done. I wasn't intending to do the undercut, but it looks like it has worked in my favour. So I'm ahead of Minicheddars, so that's a bit not going to please Minicheddars very much, because he's going to want to have to re-overtake me, basically. So just some more annoying overtaking for him to do from his POV, obviously. So now I'm going to cut to Boss's view on lap 16, and we got Little Paul losing the rear, and Boss is not going to get DRS, but he's still going to pass Little Paul as Little Paul lit up the rears coming out their hairpin. Very easy to do that. It's a big traction zone. So now Boss not exactly got the move done, but will he get the move done down the inside? Little Paul goes really wide. He's going to take an aggressive curb there to make sure he gives room, and he's going to take 8th place. Very nicely done. Puts it into 4th gear and goes down the straight. Very nice to see. Nice move there from Boss. So now we cut to lap 17, and Minicheddar's on the back of me. He's got DRS. Surely it's going to be a move done and dusted for Minicheddar's. So he comes around the outside. Whoa, nearly touched there. Got to apologise to Minicheddar's. I thought he was going to duck down the inside at the last minute. So that's why I was moving down to the outside. Then I saw when I looked back, so I had to duck back inside. So a bit of confusion there. So now we've got a replay of Boss. He's overtaking someone in the pit stop phase, so he's going to get up into 7th place. So now we cut back to my POV. Looks like Minicheddar's made a mistake. He's on the gravel, and look at that gravel being kicked up there. And as he comes through here, the tyres are going to be really dusted with gravel, and he goes off again. So can I get Minicheddar's back and get 3rd place back, maybe? So we're coming through Minicheddar's, and maybe Minicheddar's is going to try the same thing he did on me and slow down. I'm not going to have any of it. I think there he was just about to try and slow down, but not having any of it. I slowed down with him to ensure I get DRS, and I might just be able to make the move done. So we're going to come through, we're going to go down the inside. Minicheddar's taking a wider line so he can get a better exit, surely, with the curves. Going to use the DRS, going wheel to wheel here, down the pit straight, and I'm going to get that move done into 3rd place, but it might be short-winded, we'll have to see. So I'm into 3rd place, maxing out the 7th gear. But as I said, you know, it's really short-winded, really. Just taking tyre out of my, wear out of my tyres. So there, another close call with Minicheddar's yet again. I thought it was going down the inside, but he's going down the outside. So I had to, dive out of the way. So 2 really close calls there. Probably usually my fault, as a bit of misunderstanding from where Minicheddar's was actually going. So now we're going to cut onto Boss's view, lap 22 here, and he's going to overtake another person in the pit stop phase, and he's going to get into 6th place there. So I think that was, that might have been Little Paul or Owen he's overtaken for 6th place. So Boss, sort of a good comeback, after getting crashed out there. So now we cut to my POV, and we're lap 26. As you can see, it's starting to rain here in Sector 1. Cal HD behind me, he had about a 19-second gap, and then it started raining, so he's started to catch me up. As you can see, 17 seconds. But later on, Cal made a few mistakes here and there, and that meant I could get the gap back up to 19 seconds. So it was a bit weird, 17% chance of rain this race was, but it only really affected 2-3 laps, and it was only the first sector really. and if I remember correctly, the very last bit of the third sector. And actually, no, if I remember correctly, it was this part. This part was especially wet. As you come through here, you can see the patches there. It got quite wet, locking up a tiny bit. So we've got to the last lap of the Grand Prix, lap 28. And as I said, everyone was pushing hard. Everyone pretty much found their max performance. So we're all staying in our positions. It was a very hectic race at the start. Overall, it has been a very enjoyable Grand Prix. And as you see me failing there, a bit of lapse of judgment. It's been a long Grand Prix. And Tom 97 Feinstraat wins the race. Interesting, because I thought Hyperlix was leading the race pretty much the whole way. And after the race, we found out that Hyperlix actually lost the lead on the last corner of the last lap. A very Jensen Button v Vettel 2011 Canada-esque thing, losing it on the last lap. And you'll see what the gap is once we go to the race results. So a very good job for Tom 97 Feinstraat. Well done to him for winning the race. I'm very happy, coming in 4th place. Good job for me. And now we're going to see Boss coming home in 6th place. Good job for him and Cal and Rybox for all coming back. Rybox with a bit of a mistake at the beginning, as we saw. So here are the race results. We've got Tom 97 Feinstraat winning the race. Look at that, 0.02 of a second difference to Hyperlix. Very good win for Tom. Very lucky win, you could say, maybe. But, you know, fate has its way of playing it. And looks like Tom has got lucky this time. So we've got Mini Cheddars in 3rd. Good comeback for him after the lag start. Myself in 4th. Very happy with that. Cal HD 1 in 5th. Boss 996 in 6th place. Rightbox in 7th, Owen in 8th, Mickey Motions getting 2 points, well done to him, 1st point in the league for 9th place, Little Paul in 10th, that rounds up the top 10 points position, and we have Neek and Nathan Naveed disconnecting there, and Nathan, I can confirm, has left the league. Anton the Beast HD will be replacing him. So all in all, a very close race, much closer than before. I think in Spain we had about, everyone was +1 lap up to about maybe 8th place, and I think the gaps were a bit smaller this time, so you know, all in all, I think a very close race. And, you know, the championship is holding up a bit. I think, you know, really the front runners, Tom and Hyperlix, might be battling out. Mini Cheddars has to get back in there after some really bad luck. And it looks like the midfield pack is pretty much consisted of me, Cal, Boss and Rightbox, and maybe just Owen lagging a tiny bit behind. So we'll have to see. A very close race, but a good race for Tom. His teammate didn't turn up to the race, so unfortunately they couldn't get enough points for the constructors. The same with Mini Cheddars, just losing out. His teammate in 11th place just lost out. There were a few penalties I had to lift, but it didn't change anything in terms of positions, so nothing too alarming there. So now we're going to look at the standings after 2 rounds of Formula PlayStation. We've got Hyperlix leading the way with 43 points, Tom 97 Feinstraat in 40, we've got Cal in 3rd, myself in 4th, Mini Cheddars 5th, Boss in 6th, 7th place Owen, 8th place Little Paul, Rightbox in 9th place, Snoop Markey in 10th, Chaz B in 11th, Mickey Motions in 12th, Ricky Muse in 13th, Nathan Levy in 14th, Neek in 15th and JYY in 16th. Look at that, the points are so close up at the top between Hyperlix and Tom, and the points are so close between me, Cal and Mini Cheddars and Boss and Owen and Little Paul, all 1 point gaps there from what's that, 6th to 8th place, so really close. And so here in the constructors, Caterham lead the way with 47 points, Mercedes in 40, Lotus with 34, Ferrari with 24, Force India with 15, Red Bull with 14, Marussia 13 and McLaren 12, so very, very close. I think the teams to battle for the championship will be Caterham and Mercedes personally, and maybe Lotus once, yeah, actually Lotus definitely got to be there, and the midfield pack probably Ferrari, Force India, Red Bull, maybe Marussia and McLaren once they start scoring some consistent points. It's definitely going to be a close championship, I definitely think so, so I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. Obviously a 10 race season, so you know every point and every race counts really. So guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this week's Formula PlayStation coverage. I certainly have. It was a great race, hectic one at the start, nevertheless. So guys, hope you guys have enjoyed it. Give it a like if you did, comment below, subscribe if you're new for weekly F1. I've been aarava. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed this coverage of Formula PlayStation, and remember to keep on supporting it, and hopefully, you know, we'll keep this quality up. Comment below anything I can improve on. Always looking to improve on these videos. So guys, again, I've been aarava. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.